I know you see it. I know you see it. Take that, Dolphin fans. Just had a rep on it. San Francisco going to the Super Bowl, baby. You better recognize. Trying to tell y'all what my Niners are going to do. All right. I know y'all about to say it just like, shut up, Flawless, and give me some content and stop capping on YouTube. Yeah, I'm capping a little bit, but it's all good. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. Hope you had a great week. 13 of football, fantasy in particular. But let's get into it. Just want to touch bases with you guys real quick. After I flexed my Niners, I had to rep. I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the game, right? It wasn't televised here at my spot in my area. When I saw they score first, I said, okay, as long as they don't score again. Then we got up on them, whatever, just took command. Then I heard Jimmy G got hurt. So I'm like, man, all right, how severe? Then it's like, I saw a replay, and I'm like, oh, they don't look good. Hey, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. We'll get to more to that in a second. But let's just get to it, guys. Man, I just felt the need to drop you off some content. I'm going to try to drop you guys a couple videos, including this one, before the waiver show, because we got a big waiver show coming up and big news towards the end of this video. So stay tuned. 49ers. All right, let's get to it, guys. And gals, if any of you are listening. Man, San Fran over Miami. We're just going to start the program with that. Should be that, right? All right. We've got that done. I'll tell you another reason why I'm flexing. It's because so many Miami, ain't that many. It's enough. Miami fans in my little network of friends and homeboys. My uncle is a Miami fan. Just getting sick of everybody thinking that they the SHIT. But I knew they were fly-by-night, freaking Cinderella, freaking, I don't want to say has-beens, but they're playing around. When you play against a real squad, you think you're going to come over there to Cali and get some juice? Absolutely not. So if you're looking at this, Miami Dolphin fans, I hope you've waken up from your night full of tears and you can move about your week freely and productively. Now, let's talk about Brock Purdy. Rookie, Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant meaning the last person in the draft that was drafted. I always felt some type of way, and I'm serious, straight up. Always felt some type of way about Mr. Irrelevant. I always wanted that player to be something. And to be relevant, not to be irrelevant. I think they had a kicker or some type of position where somebody made a little bit of waves for a hot minute, I believe. But this was a good little while ago. But now, for the starting for the San Francisco 49ers for the rest of the season, is again, Mr. Irrelevant, 6'1", quarterback out of Iowa State, Brock Purdy. The dude came in, he went 25 for 37, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Hey, it was enough to do what we wanted him to do in the organization. In the 49er organization, that is. Not in the Flawless organization. So, unfortunately, Jimmy Guwap, broken foot. I don't know what the deal is with San Francisco and these freaking quarterbacks with foot and ankle problems. She ain't had much of solar. So something happened. I don't know. Maybe it's Lynch, maybe it's the higher ups, but we got some bad luck when it come down to the feet. So we'll see what happens. Now check this out. Because Jimmy Garoppolo actually got hurt and is out for the rest of the year, and Purdy's out, quarterback for the rest of the season, our odds from MGM betting went down from plus 600 to plus 1100. Don't ask me what that means, but the odds went down. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. Because I'm going to love you anyway. They're going to usher through who the hell they want to usher through. So who knows? Let's go. Let's stick into injuries. Let's talk about running back Kenneth Walker. He was on his way to a hell of a good day. 3 for 36, first quarter, laid it down. And see, this is another example, guys. Football is about injuries. That's why it's best to have depth. You got to have some depth on your team. Because what people are talking about, oh, Kenneth Walker's a league winner. He could be. I like him. I don't got nothing against him. Dude's explosive, getting all the work, but he laid it down. Hurt some people this week. Hurt a lot of people this week. So you got to have depth, because if you're trying to make the playoffs for this week and then next to start week 15, you got to, and if you're dependent on a person like Walker, you're going to make sure you're going to have somebody in there that's at least close to his level, the way you can play him with confidence. So they're saying that they're hoping it's not serious. Saying it's a jammed ankle. We'll see how that works. Like jammed ankle, that sounds weird, but more tests are coming. We'll see what happens. Sure, Sleeper will let us know as soon as they find out. Lamar Jackson left the game early with a knee injury. I don't know. I didn't see the play. Who knows? Maybe he got hurt legitimately. Maybe he's like, hey, pay me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be here hurting myself for no reason. Who knows? They're trying to say it's not that severe. They say he's out days to weeks and it's not season ending. But if they're not in contention, why bring him back? So it's one of those type of things where he's the franchise quarterback. We'll see. But if you got Lamar Jackson, you might as well just cut him off your fantasy teams. And Joe Mixon missed this past game, second straight game he missed due to concussion protocol. And I'm sure he'll be back, but congratulations to the almighty Bengals for sucking it to Kansas City Chiefs. I'm glad they lost too. Everybody always on Chiefs. Oh, Patrick Mahomes. Oh, yeah. L. All right? They showed the recipe how to beat them. But you got to have offense. Defense ain't going to get it done. You got to be able to move the ball. Congratulations, again, to Cincinnati Bengals over Kansas City. All right, let's jump to a quick little part of the show that I'm going to call Needle Moving Monday. Needle Moving Monday. It's basically going to be for the needle movers that popped off this past Sunday. We're going to talk about them for a quick minute. We're going to address them. We're going to give them a nice little gold star to put right here so they can feel good throughout the week. Now, we're going to start off by talking about the quarterbacks first. Got a couple of them. Jalen Hurts popped off depending on what scoring format you have, he popped off for like 41 points. He had versus Tennessee, threw 2 to A.J. Brown. I don't know if dude had a bomb game. The other second year, the other guy that got one on the other side of Hurts, can't think of his name right now, on the other side of your boy A.J. Brown, he caught one. Everybody had a good game over there. Miles Sanders scored a touchdown, 41 points. He had a bomb game. He's like QB1 on the week. Congratulations, Jalen Hurts. All right, number 2, Joe Burrow, 36 points. That dude owns Kansas City. Congratulations. Not going to speak on you too much. Ran a touchdown in. The dude did good. Shouldn't have took that from P. Ryan, but hey, it's all about the quarterbacks in these leagues. Those are the two needle mover quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. Now check this out. We're going to go to running backs real quick. Not that many, because the majority of the needle movers were wide receivers. Go figure. In half point and PPR formats, of course. First and foremost, going to go with CMC. 26 half-point PPR points. Probably 30, actually, in regular PPR. In full-point PPR, sorry. And he led the way for the 49ers. Congratulations, CMC. And Mr. number 1 overall, Joshua Jacobs, came through with a 22.5 fantasy points. I'm going to tell you something. I was on Josh Jacobs as the main beneficiary over there at the Raiders in the offseason. I did a team forecast or team outlook for Raiders, Denver, KC, and another team too as well, maybe Green Bay. And I loved and I listed the players in which I thought would be most beneficial. And I believe I had Josh Jacobs one, and I believe I had Devonte. I can't remember where I had Devonte at. We'll get to more about that in a second. But because they played games with him early in the season, not wanting to freaking do his tender, you know what I'm saying, or get his fifth-year option, and played him in that meaningless freaking game. It's like they, in preseason, the first Hall of Fame game, I did not like that. It felt like, I felt like that, you know, like one of my homeboys said, they feel like and he's a Raider fan, he feel like they're trying to break Josh Jacobs and get everything they can get out of him, which is very possible. But congratulations to him. I'm glad because he's signing his own check right now. So congratulations to Josh Jacobs. Wide receivers with 33 freaking fantasy points, half point PPR. Mr. freaking Devonte Adams. The dude scored another 2 touchdowns. He's up to 12 on the year. Let me tell you something right now. Somebody go find Mr. freaking Fire Truck. Hashtag Fire Truck. I'm talking to you. You swindled me out of $20. The background of this, topic, guys, is when Devonte Adams and Aaron Rodgers separated. They were no longer going to be playing together anymore. I made a YouTube short saying that how I wouldn't touch neither one of these guys in fantasy, this, that, and other, you know. Because I didn't feel that Devonte would have the value of the chemistry with old boy over there, Carr, like he did with Aaron. I was wrong. Because that's all they do is force feed the bastard, and nobody's trying to actually de-up Devonte, even though he's great. But I said that he wasn't, so me and Fire Truck jumped in the comments on me. He jumped in the comments on me, was like, oh, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. Now, I was already, you know, off Aaron anyway because, you know, I'll be playing with those guys to be on the decline. And so he was like, so we did a little gentleman's bet type thing of $20. And, you know, buy each other lunch or something. So, you know, I said, okay, bet, let's do it. So it went to a little thing or whatever. He's like, yeah, he appreciated it because, man, that's what fantasy is all about. You know what I'm saying? You know, being in the community where you can chop it up, you know what I'm saying, and have some fun type stuff like that. So the line was 10. I said he wasn't scoring 10, and that sucker already have 12 with 5 more games to go. So Fire Truck, drop your damn Cash App, sir, in the comments so I can pay you the 20 bones because you deserved it. Congratulations to Devonte Adams. That joker ain't falling off. Still got some years left in him. Let's move forward. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 29 half-point fantasy points. There's no answers for this man. He does what he wants to do. I had him in my top 12. Nobody else didn't. Even though I missed some stuff, just like everybody else do. A.J. Brown, he had 28 fantasy points, 2 touchdowns, killed them. He has 9 TDs so far this year. Killed them in a revenge game. Killed them. So, yeah, Titans felt that one. Good to see Jamar Chase. You know, he had like, he went 7. He had 8 for 97. He had 8 or 9 targets. He had 97 receiving yards. It was good to see him actually in the fold, looking healthy. You saw how he did that whole thing like this. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he got that penalty, the coach dug into him like, man, what the hell are you doing? You know, but it didn't come to bite him. So yeah, almost 100-yard receiving, so good for him. They need a moving defense. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. The defense I heralded the most this week were Seattle playing against the nobody Rams, and guess what? They came to damn it play. And my other one was Cleveland defensive DST playing against playing against Houston, because Houston's the cakewalk, right? Man, so of course, my dumb ass goes and picks Seattle because they've been balling on defense. And it was the play was Cleveland. 30 freaking fantasy points. That would have helped me out. Gonna hold an L because I chose the wrong defense. We'll talk about that later. Looking like I'm gonna have to beat one of the girls. But other people lost too. So we have to see where the standings fall this week. But we'll get into that later. In a later video. So basically, in Dallas, Dallas Cowboys scored 21 points. Dallas Cowboys and Cleveland Browns were the play this week. Cleveland Browns first with 30 points. Dallas Cowboys with 21. When they played against Indy and they just destroyed Indy. Having Dallas is like the cheat code. Back in the day, guys, what I'm saying? We used to, back when Fly Like an Eagle had a league from 2001 to 2017, then we ended in 2020 the last year with took off a couple years. Man, we used to draft, you had 21 rounds of drafting. It would be a legit where you can pick Chicago or wherever the elite defense that was for that year, maybe it be San Fran, that they get picked in the 7th round. And people didn't argue with it because they understood those matchups. Sure, they're not going to score tremendous on every matchup, but they're going to be problematic a lot. My background changed, so you got to look at that a little bit. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. So defenses like Dallas can be the cheat code. And I'm glad that I didn't have to deal with them, but some people do have them, and I'm glad they were able to read. So again, we got a strong waiver wire show coming. I want to get the waiver wire show to you early as possible because it's important. And again, I have big news regarding flawless fantasy football and how we're going to be moving forward in the future. It's big news. I'm going to offer a little contest behind it and everything, but things will run different for next season. I'm staring you right in the face, and I'm telling you it's going to be different. Very, very different. That's all I'll give you for now. If you enjoyed the episode, press like, comment, let me know what you thought. See you next time. Flawless Fantasy Football. Keep your head up, man. Still ways to go. Peace.